Hello everyone, I'm Sahna. My teammates are Maulya, Rakshita and Suma. We are here to give presentation on hashing. Let's get started. So basically hashing is a useful searching technique which can be used for implementing indexes. The main motivation for hashing is improving searching time. For example, if we consider b and b plus 3, the search time is big O of log n to the base k, whereas search time for hashing is big O of 1. The process of hashing is carried out by hash function. Hash function is a function h of k that transforms a key into an address. So this is an example we have considered wherein h of k is the hash function and k is the name of a person Lowell. The ASCII value of first two letters of Lowell is multiplied and the resulting value is 6004. So the last three digits of the resulting value is considered as address. Therefore, the home address of Lowell is 4. Hence, h of k points to the address 4. Moving on with an animated example for hash function, wherein the bird is h of k and all the trees have their own unique names. The bird has to point to the nest which is given as a key. The nests are named as 1, 2 and 3. The key given to the hash function is 1. Nest 1 is located on the banyan tree. So bird moves towards that tree. Next is collision. With hashing function, there is no obvious connection between the key and the location, and also with hashing, two different keys may be transformed to the same address, which in turn gives rise to collision. The problem caused by collision is two records cannot be inserted in the same space. The solution for the above problem is we can spread out the records, use extra memory, put more than one record at the same address. One goal in choosing any hashing algorithm should be to spread out records as uniformly as possible over the range of addresses available. This algorithm has three steps. Step 1. Represent the key in numerical form. In this step, if the key is already a number, then this step is already accomplished. If it is a string of characters, we take the ASCII code of each character and use it to form a number. In this algorithm, we use entire key rather than just first two letters. Step 2 is fold and add. Folding and adding means chopping off pieces of the numbers and adding them together. In our algorithm, we chop off pieces with two ASCII numbers each and adding them gives 30,588. Suppose we choose 19,937 as our largest allowable intermediate result, we can be confident that no new addition will cause overflow. We can ensure in our algorithm that no intermediate exceeds 19,937 by using the mod operator, which returns the remainder when one integer is divided by another. Step 3. Divide by the size of the address space. The purpose of this step is to cut down to size the numbers produced in step 2 so it falls within the range of addresses of records in the file. For a file with 75 records, a good choice might be 101 and result we obtain is 46. Further will be continued by Rakshita.
Hashing functions and record distribution. Records can be distributed among the addresses in different ways. They may be no synonyms, uniform distribution. Uniform distributions are extremely rare. Purely uniform distribution are difficult to obtain and may not be worth searching for. No, only synonyms in the worst case. A few synonyms happens with random distribution. Random distribution can be easily derived by but they are not perfect since they may generate a fair number of synonyms. Random distribution are accepted and more easily obtainable. Next. Predicting the distribution of records, we assume a random distribution for the hash function where n is equal to number of available address, where r is equal to number of records to be stored. Let p of x be the probability that a given address will have x records assigned to it. Using the Poisson's ratio, p of x is equal to r by n all to the power of x, e to the power minus r by n whole divided by x factorial. Applied to hashing, we can conclude that. Next. Packing density. The term packing density refers to the ratio of numbers of records to be stored R to the number of available spaces N, number of records divided by number of spaces R by N, which is given as packing density. For example, if there are 75 records, R is equal to 75 and 100 address, N is equal to 100. The packing density is 70 divided by 100, which gives 0.75, which is known as 75%. The packing density gives a measure to the measure of amount of a space in a file that is used, and it is the only such value needed to assess the performance in the hashing environment. Assuming that the hashing method used gives a reasonable random distribution of records, the raw size of the file and its address space do not matter. What is the important is that relative size of the two, which are given by the packing density. Predicting collision, we need a quantitative description of the effect of changing the packing density. In particular, we need to be able to predict the number of collisions that are likely to occur for given packing density. Fortunately, uh, the Poisson function provides us with just a tool to do this. Next will be continued by Maurya.
Previously, we did discuss about hashing algorithm. Though it is very good, it is likely that the collisions will occur. Therefore, any hashing program must incorporate some method for dealing with the records that cannot fit into their home addresses. So now we'll be discussing about progressive overflow and how we can resolve collision through it. Here, now let us look into a real life-like problem. We see a train with 8 number of carriages in it, which is numbered in consecutive numbers 1, 2 up to 8. And we can see that on each carriage, equivalent number of animal is there as same as the number that is written on the carriage. Now we have a problem. We see, next slide, that we have to fit in 4 birds into this carriage. And according to the method we have followed previously, these 4 birds will have to sit in the 4th carriage with the that is equivalent to the number 4. But no, it cannot fit there because there are already 4 seahorses. It tries to fit into the 5th carriage, but there are already 5 kittens in it. And now it goes and sits in the 6th carriage. This is how progressive overflow works. Similarly, for the next problem, we have 4 bees to be considered. These bees will also find that 4th, 5th and 6th carriage is already filled, hence they take up the carriage number 7. Though this seems to be simple and might seem like it solves the problem, an interesting problem will occur if when the search for an open space has to be done or for a record at the end of the file. Here we see that the carriage is filled up till the 8th carriage, but the first carriage is empty. And now we have to fill in 2 hens into this train. Since it has, according to the rule, it has to fit into the 2nd carriage, it sees by checking the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, 8th carriage, but they're all full. Now what happens is that it considers the carriage number 1 to be its next consecutive carriage and the 2 hens are placed in the first carriage. So this works. The train, which seemed like a list, now worked like a giant wheel by wrapping around itself. Now looking into an example, as we did discuss in the real life like problem, the key hash, the key York had to be placed in the address 6. But since it is full, it searches for the consecutive addresses 7 and 8. They are also full. So then it goes and sits in the address number 9. And the problem which arises when the last address is also full is up is overcome by wrapping around, and the address blue will be filled in the address number 0. The main advantage of this method will be its simplicity. Search length. Search length refers to the number of accesses required to retrieve a record from secondary memory. It increases every time there is a collision. A good measure of extent of overflow problem is average search length. Average search length is given by total search length divided by total number of records. Looking into an example, we see all these names and the actual addresses they are placed in. But on the right side, we see their home addresses. As we can see, only 2 of the keys are stored in their home addresses and the rest are not, which means the rest 3 will be have to retrieved by more number of accesses. By the given formula stated in the previous slide, we have calculated the average search length for this problem, that is 2.2. Now further will be continued by my teammate Suma.
Buckets. Bucket means a block of records corresponding to one address in the hash table. Hash function gives the bucket address. Let's see this example through an animation. There are 4 buckets with each bucket containing addresses to which keys should be inserted. Bucket addresses are 30, 31, 32 and 33 respectively. And it's given that bucket size is 3. According to the given table, insert Green and Hall into bucket address 30. Next, there is no key with address 31. So, bucket 31 is left blank. Let's insert Jenks to bucket address 32. And that's it for bucket 32. Then we will move on to the next bucket 33. Insert King, Land and Marks to address 33. Let's try to insert Nut to bucket 33. No, it's not possible because I have already said that bucket size is 3. If we try to insert 33, it will result in overflow. Next is implementation issues. There are 3 implementation issues. First one is bucket structure. Second one is initializing file for hashing. Third one is loading a hash file. Bucket structure. Bucket structure keeps track of number of records stored. These examples show us that we can store 5 names in one bucket and collision counter should be always less than or equal to bucket size. That is less than or equal to 5 here. If it exceeds the bucket size, collision can occur. Here, first block shows empty bucket. Second block shows bucket of size 5 with 2 entries. Here we can see backslashes. We need a way to find which slots are used and which are not to insert a key. So, to know whether a record slot is empty, we use backslashes. Next is initializing a file for hashing. It is decided by, next slide. Next is initializing file for hashing. It is decided by logical size and number of bucket per address. To initialize, we create an empty bucket before storing the records. The figure shows empty bucket, that is how an empty bucket will look like. We create empty buckets. Doing so will increase the chance of storing records close to one another on the disk. It avoids errors that occurs when an attempt is made to read a missing records and makes it easy to process the files sequentially. Loading a hash file. When inserting a key, as it searches for an empty bucket, we should remember to wrap around to the beginning address. Then, when loading a key, when hash file is full, if we try a naive search for an open slot, it results in an infinite loop. So, we should be careful with infinite loops. The problem arises when an attempt is made to add a record that is already stored in the file. Next problem arises if we search for duplicate keys occurring
and duplicate keys are not allowed in the file.
Hope you have got the concept of hashing. Thank you.